Yes, Mad Woman community, welcome, welcome on this web session of the Make a Difference Foundation. I promised myself I would challenge myself today to speak only English, and I wonder how you would respond to it. But I needed a challenge today. I wanted to do it different, and it's a great challenge to only speak English. But another reason for that is the stats. The stats has shown me that there are also English speaking people um, viewing the videos. So I decided to do a whole video in English and then see what happens. I've seen that people from the United States of America are also watching the videos. I think probably Surinamers were living there, but maybe non-Surinamers because my one of my mentors is from the United States. So I think people of her circle are also peeping into the videos. So I decided to do it in English today. Um, Imana, you joined. Welcome. Hilly, also you joined. Thank you for joining me. Yes, today I will speak English. I said I needed a challenge, and I am challenging myself to do the whole session in English. You can do your comments in Dutch if you want to. If you want to challenge yourself also to do it in English, you can do it also. But today we're speaking English in a Dutch speaking country. Okay, the theme for this web session is the power of consistency. I decided to talk about the power of consistency and also to practice the power of consistency because today is Father's Day, right? So, actually, why a web session on Father's Day? As I go on, you will realize why I decided um, to do this web session, even though today is Father's Day. Okay, always before I start a web session, one of the things that I like to ask you to do is to make it interactive. So if I say something that struck you or something that you resonates with you, you can put a thumbs up or hearts. Then I know, okay, we're communicating. Then I also know that something that I've said gave you an eye opener or at least touched you. Okay? Yes. I see the thumbs up. Yes. Okay, so today I decided to do the web session even though it's Father Day. That has everything to do with consistency. When you look at the word consistency, when I look at it, I see two other words that are hidden in this one word consistency. The first one is constant, and the second one is insist. So in 2016, I've read a blog post about this topic, and I will also put the link below this video so that you can, if you don't want to listen to the audio, you can also read it. But also, I will talk about 5 important ways to develop or to tap into your consistency. And that part is not in the blog post. So, but I will put this video also in the blog post. So those who want to see the video or those who want to read, they can catch the blog post. Because I know there are different kind of people and there are different ways of learning. I myself like to listen and also to view. So audios, I learn through audios, but also through videos. Okay, so I talked about 2 words that are hidden in the word consistency. The first one is constant. Constant means that you do something. Once you start, you do it again and again and again, over and over until you see the result. That is what constant means, right? And then the other word, insist. When you insist something, you demand it, you declare it. So if I combine those two words, then when I'm speaking about consistency, I mean that you declare something, something you really want to achieve, you stay at it. You consistently, which means you do it constant again and again and again until you see the result. Well, I talk about this theme today because I have seen in as I try to work on my mission to encourage you, I've seen that consistency has been a key factor for me to progress in what I do. I started with in 2015 with one information product, which is a workshop, the Plan and Do workshop, and I decided to do it twice a year. And after that, year after year after year, I consistently did the workshop. In the year in 2015, I did it two times, and then in 2016, three times, and so it developed. So, but I've seen and I've learned that it is very important to, when you start something, if you want to achieve great results, you need to do it again and again and again. And as you repeat it, you see certain things happen. You see the result changing and becoming better and better. So consistency is a very key factor to set your results and to be successful in something you set out to do. But it's not so easy to achieve that. I have the experience that I have with this topic. I want to share with you today in 5 points. And let's see. Hi, welcome, Claudia. As you hear, I'm speaking English today, right? I decided to challenge myself and to do the session in English. But it will be interactive. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about the 5 ways to tap into your consistency in order to achieve what you have set yourself to do. Okay? Thank you for the hearts and the smiles and the thumbs up. Okay. The first point is clarity. Clarity is very important. If you want to achieve a goal and if you want to develop consistency as you're at it, you need to be clear on what you want to achieve. Very specific, very clear. You need to be on what you want to achieve and the reason why. I will continue to use that example of the information product that I have, which is the Plan and Do workshop. To me, it was very clear. I wanted to do 2 workshops in a year, and usually I do it in November and December because because of the character of the workshop. The workshop has everything to do with the upcoming year because it is to prepare women to set up their year so that as they plan it very detailedly, they can then start to really live out the plan that they have created on the workshop. So in the beginning in 2015, when I restarted the training cycle, I did it in November and December. So it's important to be clear on, once you have an idea on what you want to achieve, you need to be clear. To me, it was 2 workshops in 1 year. And I set it out in November and December so that people can prepare themselves, especially women can prepare themselves to set up their year and then work at it. So now it's your turn. In every step, because there are 5 steps, I want you to participate. So I want you now to be clear on one specific goal that you want to set up in order to be consistent at it. So to me, it was a year goal, but it can also be a daily goal. It can be a weekly goal. To be clear about it, what is your goal? So as you are typing it in, I will talk about the second part in this point of clarity. So now you can type in what the small goal is that you want to achieve. And then the second clarity is on the why. Why do you want to achieve it? This is a very important question to answer because the answer to the question will keep you going, will keep you motivated to consistently, excuse me, to consistently work on the topic. You need to know why. To me, my biggest why still is to encourage and to inspire you. And because women came to me as I was asking them, well, how was your year? They were not clear about what the results were. We, as the foundation Make a Difference, decided to research the topic some more, and then came up with a workshop. So my why is to inspire women like you, busy women, because I see the women that now are listening. I know a lot of you have a full-time job. Some of you have a business on the side. Some of you have children, have a partner, have a church life and social life. I know you are. The women of the Mad Women community are busy women. It's not that you have nothing to do, you have a lot to do. So I know that you also want it to be not chaotic, but structured, right? So your why is very important. Why do you want to achieve this goal? To me, it was to inspire you, and I know that because of your character, that you have a busy life. There was a need for you to get organized, and I wanted to help goal-driven women to get their life organized. So that was my biggest why, in order to inspire you and to encourage you to get more a system how you can work your new year. So let me see if some of you have already filled it in. Phil Har, you're also here. Welcome. You see English, I decided to challenge myself. Rose, you're also here. Welcome, welcome. Okay, you can write in now what your goal is, because the plan is that you also participate so that you know what you want to work on consistently the next week or next month. It can be on all kinds of levels. It can be in your family life. It can be in your business life. It can be maybe on the topic of health. Yes, maybe you want to go to the gym once a week, or you want to walk some more twice a week. You can write it down. So Diana, welcome. I see you also joined. Yes, I'm speaking English. I'm challenging myself today to speak English, and also because I know that there are people in the United States who are also watching the videos. So I wondered how will it work out. So that's why I'm speaking English today. Okay, I'm waiting for you. Imana, Amarsha, you're also here. Welcome. Hilly, Claudia, come on, write something down. I'm waiting for you to write down what is to get clear on one of the goals that you want to achieve. I'm scrolling, but I don't see goals yet, so I'll give you the time to type it in. What are some of the goals that you have that you want to achieve on a consistent basis? You can write it down. Yes. Welcome, Shella. I see you're into. Well, Shella, I'm speaking English today. I'm challenging myself to step out of my comfort zone and try to do this in English. And Naomi, you're here also. Welcome. Yes, I'm trying to do it in English today in order to challenge myself. It's good to have a challenge at times, you know. That's the way to grow and to see what happens. I'm very adventurous also, so to me, it's I need to keep the excitement in. Um, Rosanna, welcome. Let me see if I can find some of your goals that you want to achieve. I want at least one goal, and I don't see any goal yet, so I won't continue to the second one. At least one person needs to write down a goal, and then I will go to the second point. Because what we're doing is we're looking at consistency. Consistency is very important in order to achieve your goals. If you're not consistent, you will not reach your goals. So that's why I want to talk today about the 5 points that I've used to build my consistency over time. So write it down. What is your goal? Maybe you already see goals. Yes, very good. The English challenge. Yeah. Okay, Naomi. So you now write your goal in English. A simple goal. It should be clear on what do you want to achieve in order to practice your consistency. It could be something you want to do once a week. It can be something you want to do once a month, but it needs to be done in a sequence so that you can build your consistency muscle. Okay, Naomi? Okay, clear, clear. Thank you. I have seen one goal. Oh, what is this? Sorry. I've seen one goal, so now I will continue. You want to better your finances. Okay, so now I want you to pick a time when to do it so that you can have clarity. Because to better your finance, okay, that's a broad goal. But you can, for instance, say every month, once a month, the last Sunday of the month, I want to take 30 minutes to to analyze my finances. So it has to be something, you need to have a date on it so that you can continually do it on and on. Or you can say every Sunday, I want to check the way I spend my money this month. I want to track how I spend my money this month. So I want you to be more specific, Naomi, to be more specific. Okay, I see Imana has written something also. Go prepare myself for the youth information exchange. Okay, that sounds interesting. Okay, I see you also have made it more specific to make a schedule for that weekend. Okay, so now it's clear, Imana, you want to attend to a youth information exchange, and now you want to make a schedule for that weekend. Okay, so now, Imana, you can take it a step further to pick a date. When will you do this? The preparation. Try to make it regular. Do you want to do it twice this week, or do you want to try to put some regulation? No, regulation is not the right word. try to pick a time, and then from that time you put some so that you can do it over and over again. Just like, for example, if you want to lose weight, it's important to do things. You can say, I will once a week, I will walk, I will jog, or I will go to the gym, or twice a week. So then you can do that. You can remind yourself to do that twice a week. So if you can make it a little more specific, Imana, so that it can be clear for you when to do what you set out to do to make the schedule. Haley, starta met een dieet om een paar kilo's kwijt te raken. Okay, so that is also broad. When do you want to start? Pick a date. When do you want to start, and when will you plan to do that? Okay, thank you so much for participating on the first part, which is the clarity part. Now, if you know what to do, then the question is why. Why do you want to do it? The physical reasons: you want to lose weight, you want to be more beautiful, you want to live a healthy life. So you need to decide for yourself why you want to do this. It has to be of importance to you, because at times you might not want to do it. So if you know why you do it, you can pull yourself up to get to do it. So now that you know what you want to do and you're clear about it, then it is good to set out the why. Why do you want to do this? Okay? So the first part, to gain consistency, before you even start to do something consistent, you need to be clear about what do you want to do consistent with consistency. Because if you're not clear, then it's difficult to start. It's difficult to start. If you say, I want to have a schedule, you want to do something consistency in order to have that schedule. You're not clear, so you don't even know when you will start to do it, let alone the time. You don't know the day, you don't know the time. So you need to be very clear on what you will do. To me, it was very clear. It was November. It was the second month in November and the first month in December. Then it's time to do the workshop. And for me, I have another goal, which is to drink water. And I have specific times when I want to drink water a day. So I don't have to think about it. I know that in the morning, 9 o'clock, I need to drink my water. You see, you don't have to think about it. So you make it easy for yourself in order to to know what to do. Right? So I see that Naomi made it clearer every Sunday. Look at how I spend my money. The last week, and see what was not so useful. Okay, that's great. That's clearer. So you know every Sunday, and you can take it a little further by setting a time frame. Every Sunday from 2 to 3 or from 5 to 6. It's clearer. Okay, so also you need to set out why. Why do you want to do that with your money? Why? What's the reason why? That's also good to know. Why do I want to better my financial life? Why do I want to take my financial management to the next level? You need to fill it out for yourself. Okay, and then Imana said, twice a week from June 18 until July 13, I will work on a sheet with how many cupcakes I might sell per day. That's great. That's clearer. Yes, that's clearer. Now you have a time frame from June 18, which is tomorrow, till July 13. Work on a sheet. That's great. It's clear, because then you will work out how many, and if you know how many, you can have a better plan. Okay, so now I think all of you get a feeling of what I'm trying to do, right? You need to be clear, because if you're not clear, you cannot develop the consistency because you don't even know where to start. Okay, and then second, when you're clear on what you want to achieve and you also know why you want to achieve it, it's important to have to set your mind right, your mindset. It's very important. What do I mean by this? Your mindset has all to do with your thought world. But in this case, what I mean is you need to set a clear time, a clear date, and you need to know the activity. I will do the example of what I'm working on in my life, and then I will go to what you are writing down. So to me, it's the Plan and Do workshop. And I said in November and December, the time. In order to really catch, to help yourself with the consistency, to really have clear what you are doing, you need to know what and the why. Okay, once that is done, now you need to fix your mindset on the things you need to do, actually do in order to get results, right? So the time, the date, and the activity need to be really set on a clear. So Imana, you have a time span, but in that time span, it's good to do it to get more specific, so that you have a time, you have a date, and you have the hours when you will set that, and also the activity. Okay, in my case, it is very clear. The second day of November, I can look it up. The second month of November, 5, 6, and 7 November. 5, 6, and 7 November, and it's from 6 to 8. From 6 to 8 in the evening, that is the first workshop. To me, that's clear, and the activity is also clear. What will be done on the first day is clear. What will be done on the second day is clear, and the third day as well, because there is a program, and I've done it many times, so now I almost know it by heart. But each workshop is different because you have changes. You do stuff differently. But that is what I mean with, in order to set your mind right, you need to know specifically the date, the time, and also the activity. What will happen in the first day? There will be welcome and opening. Then the participants will get to know each other. We do a kind of role play, and that can differ from workshop to workshop, but it is set. I know what happens from point A to point B and point C. It's clear. So that's the next step for you. Once you are clear on what you want to achieve and why, the second step is for your mind to catch it. You need to have it clear, so that you know the time, you know the date, and also the activity. And in order to set your mind on it, then you can visualize it. You visualize what happens at that time. In my case, I visualize the people that are coming in. To me, it's max 20 people. I don't take more than 20 people, because when I look at the interaction that I want with the group of women, it will not be possible when I have more than 20 people. So between 15 and 20 people. So when I visualize that, I see that. I see the room, I see the women, and I visualize it. I do not only visualize the result that I want, but I also visualize the activity. So I see the women sitting in a certain formation, and I see myself opening, doing the welcome. There is a registration table, everything I visualize. And to speak about why it's important and the details about that, I can do another time, because it's a web class in itself. But it's important to visualize. You need to set your mind right. So when you know what you need, you are clear on what you want to do and why, then you need to have it specific on a certain date. Let's take the example of Naomi. Okay, you want to better your financial life. Now you've picked a day, Sunday. Now you need to be clear on what you will do. How will you now track the way um, you spend your money? Will you have a notebook to write every day what happens to the money, or there are different ways of doing it, and you yourself know that all kinds of ways how to do it because of your background. So you need to be specific about it so that you can visualize it. And if you visualize it, you will be able to remind yourself every time when you spend money, or when you not spend it, but when you take money, then you will remind yourself to write it down. Or I don't know which method you will use. But it's important to see it and to visualize it, because that will help you to remind yourself to do this activity consistently. It helped me. It helped me to visualize it. I get inspired. And I not only get inspired, but I know what activity follows to the other. So it flows. It flows because I visualize it. When the act is really going on, everything flows because you don't do it for the first time. You do it because you've already done it as you were visualizing it. So it's the same thing here in the case of Naomi. Yeah. And let's see. Let's take Haley, for example. You want to start with a diet. So you need to be clear on what kind of diet. What will it be? You have different kind of diets. What will it be? Because if you don't know what it will be, it will not be easy to implement it, because you will be all thinking, I know you're a busy woman. So you don't have the time to think on the preparation you need to do before. So once you visualize it, you know on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, this is what I'm going to eat. And some people even prepare it beforehand, and they put it in the fridge. So you need to think it through, because if you don't think it through and you don't prepare for it, it is likely that it won't happen. So it's good to say, I will start with it. And maybe you've done it already, but you now want to be consistent in it, right? So you need to think it out to know exactly how does the diet look like? What will you eat? And then prepare for it. So once you've prepared for it, you will be able to do it consistently. And the preparation first begins in the mind, right? You know the timing, when will you eat what? You know why you need to do it, and then you visualize it and you're seeing yourself actually doing it. Very important. It has helped me a lot to really build the consistency that I have now. Okay, so that was the second step. Then we go to the third step. That is your heart set. So first we had clarity, then we have the mindset. Now we have the heart set. The heart set has everything to do with our soft side. As women, we have a soft side, and maybe not all of us, but certainly I have that part where a juicy and soft side that sometimes will sabotage you. Instead of doing what you have prepared yourself to do, you don't do that because of the soft side. Somebody asks you to do something. Can you help me out with this? And then you're like, yeah, I can help you out. But you know that at that time, I need to prepare for my diet, right? So actually, when that soft side appears, it's a good thing to have that. But it's also good to know whether you should respond to it or not. because sometimes people can do what they ask you. They can do themselves. They can do it themselves, but you think you need to help them at that time. There are different ways how you can help. You can give them instructions on how to do it themselves, or you can delegate, ask someone else to do it for them. There are ways how to go around it, and sometimes you just basically have to say no, you can't do it. So when that soft spot of you is wants to be active, and you know that now at this time I have an appointment with myself, I need to do this because I have set out to do it, I visualized it, I know that at that time I need to do that. And if somebody asks you for something else to fill in that time to do your diet, that time to do your schedule, in my case, to prepare for the workshop, I need to look at the question and see and try to value if it is that urgent, if you need to do it at that time, or maybe you can ask someone else to do it. You can ask, give more information so that they can do it by themselves, or you can simply don't do it at all. You need to find out for yourself what the question is and what the wisest thing is to do in order for you to develop your consistency. Well, this is a hard part because it is your soft side. You need to be very careful at it. Um, this is an example. Today is Father's Day, right? It's a special day, especially in Suriname. It's a special day, and as a family, we had a special time. But I could have said, today's Father's Day, so no web class. But I thought it over, and you know, it's also a matter of what do you do when. So we had a great time as a family, and now it's time for the web class. So you need to be careful when that soft spot is itching on you in order to know what to do at that time. It takes practice, but I know that this is one of the things that we as women need to work on, right? Okay, I see Imana is responding. Okay, you have written down your why, Imana. You don't want to be chaotic. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to be chaotic, right? Dorothy, you've joined. Thank you. Welcome. Susan, you've also joined. Welcome. I took the challenge today to speak only English, so don't be surprised. uh, and we're looking at the five ingredients or five ways to develop consistency, because we all know that consistency is very important to achieve your goals, to be successful. So I'm sharing the five ways that has worked for me, and I hope that it will help you too. So now we're at the fourth way. Point four, an accountability partner. An accountability partner, you've heard me talk about this before, maybe or maybe not. An accountability partner is very important. Well, in the GPL concept that I'm training on, um, we're talking about how to gain strength and power from three sources or three connections. First is the connection with your creator, is spiritual. Then with the connected to yourself, intrinsic power. And then the third one is because you have relationships with other people, that is also relational power. So actually from within you can be very powerful. But still, because we're social beings, we need each other. So even though you can develop intrinsic power, at times it doesn't work. At times you cannot pour from that source, and then you need other people to help you get through. So that's why an accountability partner is very important. In the Make a Difference Foundation, we also have an information product which we call Accountability Partnerships Traject. And if you're interested, you can go to denisesumter.com/contact, and then you can put in AP. At the subject, you can put in AP, and then you can ask your question all about accountability partnerships, and then I will send you the answers. Because we have an accountability partnerships traject where you can, together with your accountability partner, set out the process in order to achieve your goals. Because as I've said, we need each other, and not at all times you have the strength and the inspiration to do what you have set out to do. So we need each other. Has been very powerful for me. As I am coaching other women in the accountability partnerships, I also work on my goals together with them. And I've seen that it's very powerful. At times when I see things in a certain way, they help me get through, even as a coach, because we are each other's mirrors. When you talk about your part, especially because we are like-minded women, we help each other to get through. So the fourth one is an accountability partner, and the fifth one, it seems like the fourth one, but it's a little different, because the fifth one is a group of like-minded people. The accountability partnerships we do with 3 people. So 2 accountability partners, and I'm the third person, the coach, in that accountability partnership for 4 weeks. But in the group of like-minded people, some people call it a mastermind group. We call it a group of GPL practitioners. It's very important too. That's also one of the mechanisms that I use in order to build my consistency, in order to consistently work on a goal until I reached it. We need each other. I've seen it in groups that I say 1 and 1 is 3. Because when you're together with like-minded people, women who are in the same position as you, they have a busy life, they have usually a job, a full-time job, and some of them do a study, a course. Others have children. The children have their own programs. So they have a church life and church activities and more. So when we're in a group, we know we don't have to say much. When we say something, the women know, because they have a similar challenges in their lives. And it's important, because I've heard women say, "Oh, I thought I was alone in this issue." One of the women talked about how she's trying to juggle between raising her kids and also doing the chores in the evening. And it was good for her to hear that there are other women who struggle with the same thing. And then they share all kinds of mechanisms and strategies that they use to do a good job as a mother, and also in the course that they do, or some have a business on the side. So a group of like-minded women is very important too. It has helped me to grow my consistency, because at times when I lack the inspiration and motivation to go forward, it's the group of like-minded people that help me get through. Sometimes they don't even know it. They put an encouraging post in the group, and that is an encouragement enough. Or sometimes it is something that has nothing to do with an issue. Maybe a woman, one of the ladies in the group, encourages another one that has a difficult situation, and actually it doesn't directly link the lack of motivation that I'm struggling with at that time, but only because they are encouraging each other, it is an encouragement to me. So Do not underestimate this part. It's very important to have a group of like-minded people in order to help you through. And also, by you encouraging other people, you are actually building your own consistency. Well, these are five things that I am using to consistently work on the goals that I've set out to work. And they work for me. And I want you to try them. Maybe you try some of them already, but in this combination, you haven't done it. But I thought it was important, especially on this Father's Day, to share this with you because I know that you're working on to achieve a lot of goals, and I wanted to help you with these 5 points. If you're interested in a group of like-minded people, you can also send me an email or an email message or a voice message. Just go to denisesumter.com/contact, and then you will see the possibility to speak a 30-minute voice note, or you can send me an email. Then I will give you the information on that. Finally, what I want to say is that um, in on the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th of July, we will have the last Plan and Do workshop. Let's see. Yes, because it was planned. I planned it out for 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th of July, but we postponed it to 9, 10, and 11 of July. Who is this workshop for? This workshop is a Plan and Do workshop. We are now, no, let's say it like this. The first half of 2018